When it comes to electric vehicles, Kia is moving fast. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Kia are Sang Lee, Senior Product Manager for the EV9, and Joseph Choi, Product Strategy Manager for the EV6. Thank you both for spending time with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, Joseph, I think we're going to turn to you first. Let's talk about the new EV6, and you've got the EV6 GT as well. Give us the overview here.
Yeah, we try to keep it simple. Just understand who the target customer is, what they're all about, what their priorities are, etc., and then package it accordingly. So at the base level, we have a light trim. They call it the light. It only comes with a standard range battery, so it's 232 miles of all electric range. It's in rear-wheel drive. And then when you go up, you advance to the wind. The wind comes with a little bit more equipment, but it's your entry longer range version. So it comes with a bigger battery. It's a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. That one's rated for 310 mile range. And you can also get all-wheel drive as well. And then the GT line above that is just more equipment beyond that. And then the GT is really just kind of cranking things up to 11. It's basically just a high performance version of our top end car. So we have a little bit of everything covering all of the targets that we believe are representing the addressable market for this car.
Tell us a little more about the driver and passenger experience here.
Yeah, like we try to make it really in line with what it is that these consumers need to have the EV lifestyle that they're truly seeking. So first of all, it's an 800-volt electrical architecture. You also hear about that for the EV9 as well. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to charge incredibly fast. So whether you're talking about a 10% state of charge going up to 80%, if you're on a 350 kilowatt rated charger, then you'll be able to charge in as little as 18 minutes because it's able to get up to a very high charge rate and maintain that charge rate due to it being a high voltage system. You see a lot of the competitors have much lower voltage systems and they can't really keep up with that charging speed. Even if you had a slower charger, like a 150 kilowatt charger, which there are a lot of them nationwide, you'll still charge in as quickly as like 21 minutes. So that's very fast. You're talking about a Tesla Model Y, you may be talking about 32 minutes charge time. A Ford Mustang Mach-E is 38-minute charge time. But anyway, we really hit on that need, but also when you're sitting in the car, it feels like a cockpit. You have so much technology. The car is incredibly intriguing to look at. Oftentimes I hear it described as like a spaceship, but in a good way, because you can't not notice it when it's passing by, especially when it's at night. You see how it's illuminated and everything. But also in the car, we have ambient lighting that really kind of like sets the mood to a different level. A lot of consumers describe it as being like an advanced gaming computer type of product. These products, they're not just cars that get you from point A to point B. They really change kind of like your lifestyle and what you could do with an automobile. You can draw energy from the car itself. The EV9 will allow you to do that too. So you're talking about a range of uses that go beyond just driving from one place to another. And when you talk about standard 12.3-inch screens, you get two of them. You talk about standard Wi-Fi hotspot. You have so many conveniences that really kind of change the paradigm of car ownership. It's really about a lifestyle more than anything else.
Certainly attracting a lot of attention. For people looking for a larger SUV, I suppose we're going to look at the Kia EV9. And Sang, tell us a bit about that. Give us the overview.
So the EV9, it's much like the Telluride, but it's electrified. We've been hearing over and over again from customers who wanted something this size, but that's an EV. And really right now in the market, EV9 is scheduled to be the first mainstream 3-row midsize EV SUV. So it's going to offer something that's a lot of consumers have been waiting for. The EV6 does a really good job based on the footprint of providing a lot of space. It's a hatchback, the trunk is very generous, but for someone who wants more space, target consumer with 2-3 kids that need a third row. The EV9 answers, that's the answer that we're providing. And I think it's already generating a lot of interest because of that reason. In addition to the fact that the product itself might be biased, but very nice in terms of performance, features, technology.
Tell us about the range options here.
We're targeting up to 300 miles at launch. And we've heard, Joseph talked about the charging speed. And when we talk to EV owners, what we hear, after experiences, yes, range is important, but the charging speed is really what matters. If they're able to stop at a station and get going, Joseph mentioned, you said 21 minutes, right? Or 18 minutes, Joseph?
As fast as 18 minutes, but even at the more commonly found 150 kilowatt rated chargers, you could charge as quickly as 21 minutes, which is still way faster than the competitors, which are usually well over 30 minutes. So no matter what your charging station is, you're probably getting back on the road much quicker than any other car.
Right. And we've heard over and over again, that's what really matters as well as the range. And we pretty much have set the benchmark in the industry in terms of the speed. The EV9 having the bigger 99.8 kilowatt hour battery, it's the charging rate is going to be 10 to 80% in as fast as under 25 minutes. So literally you sit at a charging station and you get going. You add over 200 miles of range and you're on your way.
Terrific. Tell us about some of the other features that will attract buyers to this, what the experience is going to be like for the owners.
So we've really, just like the EV6, added a lot of technology here, starting with the advanced driver assistance system. EV9 is going to have a LiDAR-based technology called Advanced Highway Driving Assist, or AHDA for short. That's going to provide remarkable environment scanning technology using a total of 15 sensors, including 2 LiDARs up front. And that's going to allow the EV9 to detect objects everywhere around it for semi-autonomous driving. It's going to be standard with over 20 ADAS features, including lane following assist 2, which is going to be the first application on the EV9. Highway driving assist 2, which is similar to the advanced highway driving assist, but not as advanced, but highway driving assist 2 is going to be standard. Long list of, driver assistance systems. This is important for the target consumer who, they're driving with kids, what I call precious cargo. And, they need the vehicle to be as safe as possible actively, not just passively. This is going to prevent accidents. And it's not just when you're driving. We have a rear occupant sensor with the radar, which is going to prevent people from leaving their kids or even infants or pets behind after they park the vehicle. It has safe exit assist, which helps you prevent your kids or rear occupants from exiting the vehicle. Let's say you're parallel parked. And this is something that crosses the mind of every parent. You want your kid to get out on the curbside, but if they decide to get out on the street side, if there's a car coming, parents' worst nightmare. Well, safe exit assist prevents any accidents, potential accidents of someone coming out when there's a car coming. So, we have it covered completely in terms of safety. Joseph already mentioned the 800-volt charging capability, which is, of course, going to be standard on the EV9. You have luxury level comfort. We're going to be offering first class, what I like to call first class, first and second row seating with both heating and cooling and lounge setting. So imagine you pull up to a fast charger. I mentioned the 25 minutes. All 4 occupants, a driver, front passenger, and the second row, one touch of a button, it reclines to like a recliner with the leg rest, with heating and ventilation. So that's a level of luxury that's really not available in the marketplace today.
When you talk about the seating too, I understand not in the US, but you have the capability of having that second row with
swivel
seats.
That's correct. We are looking into maybe bringing that over to the US in the future. Right now, it's not going to be offered at launch. And then you wrap all of this up in a true SUV package with 81.9 cubic feet of cargo space, maximum cargo space, almost 8 inches of ground clearance at 7.8, 5,000 pounds of towing, 516 foot-pounds of torque, but at the same time, an astounding drag coefficient of 0.28. This is incredible engineering.
And of course,
packaging.
Of course, towing is going to affect the range on the vehicle too, I assume, like it does with any vehicle.
It does, as with any vehicle, but if you've ever towed with an EV, the experience is much better than that of an ICE vehicle. The instant torque and the ability to pull literally from standing start is a complete different experience.
Tell us about the features that you have that mentioned some for the safety, and you mentioned semi-autonomous. What does that mean? What should people know?
Well, starting with the standard highway driving assist now, it's level 2 autonomy, and literally you can drive on highways with the features like lane change assist. It will sense vehicles in the front, the side, and keep you centered in the lanes. It's almost a hands-free driving experience. And then when you step up to the advanced highway driving assist with LiDAR, the vehicle is able to have a better sense of what's around it. So, just like any technology, this is progressing towards ultimate goal of being completely hands-free. We're not there yet. Not really because of technology, but also because of the regulations in the US. But the EV9 is going to really stretch that further towards being almost hands-free.
And what are you doing to ensure, because of regulations, that drivers are focused on the road, are paying attention? How do you monitor that?
Right, we're doing that in multiple
vehicles here.
We're doing that in multiple ways. We call it driver attention warning. Through multiple sensors, we're able to see if the driver paying attention. I know that Tesla has gone through a lot of struggle with that. People falling asleep or literally intentionally sleeping while they have the autopilot or full self-driving activated. Until it gets to level 5, we really want the driver to be attentive. And we have the sensors in place.
What does it do if it sees me, say, looking at my phone or turned around?
Sure. The vehicle is able to sense if the driver is not paying attention, and will provide a series of warnings before turning off these features.
Terrific. And is that an add-on, or is this kind of technology a standard thing with the EV9?
The highway driving assist 2 is 100% standard. The advanced highway driving assist with LiDAR is optional.
What about this technology on the EV6, Joseph?
Yeah, as far as all the advanced driving capability, I was going to mention it, but really EV9, EV6 currently is the highest technology that we have in the entire lineup. But the EV9 actually brings it to another level. What we have on the upper trims, like the GT line and the GT, we internally call it Fusion Plus. It allows you to essentially get a level of sophistication where the car is capable of changing lanes automatically if you just use the turn signal stop. The EV9 has that and beyond with the LiDAR sensors and the highway driving capability. So the EV6 already is at an incredibly advanced level when compared to other systems on the road today. The EV9 is even that much better, which is really cool to see.
Tell us about availability and a bit about pricing.
Yeah, so the pricing, the standard long-range configuration, the Win, is $48,700 for MSRP. And then the GT, which is really your cranked up high performance model, $61,600. As far as the availability, this car has been incredibly popular from day one. They really just go flying off the dealership lots. So right now, with difference kind of in the landscape as it pertains to legislation, with the Inflation Reduction Act, et cetera, you're seeing a little bit of shifting in what the competitors are doing. You see some other competitors really lowering their pricing or offering a lot of incentives and things like that. So it's kind of changing the dynamic in terms of what customers are looking for and how they're shopping. But nevertheless, this vehicle, from a supply standpoint, it's very hard to get. And I think the demand is still going to be incredibly high. So if you have the opportunity to get one as a consumer, you're really best served trying to get one sooner than later. To be honest, I'm not even in sales, and that's the honest truth. As a product man, I can't get one myself. Let's say that's how hard it is to get one.
Wow. So the EV9, that is arriving next year, saying?
Later this year.
Later this year. Tell us about it. When will people be able to get their hands on one?
We expect the availability to be late this year, continuing on to early next year. And it's going to be offered in multiple trims, fitting different needs of different customers.
Right. And you're going to be building, from what I understand, in the U.S. as well?
Right. Next year, the production takes place in the U.S. in Georgia.
Well, that's exciting news. So
it is.
What's the message that Kia wants to send out there to people who are thinking about electric vehicles, maybe ready to buy, wondering, should I wait? Should I buy now? They know this is all coming. There's not going to be much choice, I guess, after a while. What's the message from Kia?
The message from Kia is our EVs, along with our ICEs, are phenomenal. I mean, I was just going to add to Joseph that, the EV6 GT, even the GT line, just that EV6 vehicle in general, the EV6 GT is a world beater. It's proven that with the all the awards it's received. At 60 and change, it performs like a supercar, and it's got all the tech. It's got all the quality. It's, like Joseph said, I'm sure I want one too. And then the demand is such that it's such an attractive vehicle, and it's no different with the EV9. I think you've seen all the reaction so far. Our world premiere video has already generated 9 million views, and we really, the statement we used on the Telluride was "give it everything." That applies to all of the other vehicles as well, especially with our EVs. We're not just bringing the design, which we're being lauded for. We have the tech, we have the safety, we have the driving dynamics, we have the quality. And so it's what we're telling now is if you can get one, it's incredibly appealing.
Terrific. Well, I know this is not something that you can comment on, but Kia has also told investors that it has a goal of 1.6 million EV sales a year by 2030. Pretty big jump from the forecast just a year ago. So things are going well, and there will be 15 EV models in the line, they're saying, by 2027. And there are also plans to build a robo-taxi vehicle purpose-built for mobility services. So congratulations on the innovations there. For more information, the site is kia.com. Joseph and Sang, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you, Fred.